Hi, this is Tina Hewitt, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Adelaide, Australia. And today I'm going to be showing you a card class that I'm just producing for you. I have 3 Christmas cards. It's getting to that time of year when we need to get cracking making Christmas cards so we'll have enough to give during the festive season. Now, I'll just show you what we're going to be using today. And so this is the stamp set called Hang an Ornament. I did really like the ideas I saw in the mini catalogue. I'll just find where it is. In page 44 of this catalogue. When I saw this picture here, this really intrigued me, that you can take the ornament out of the card and then hang it on a tree. So that's why I bought the bundle. So I'll just show you the cards. So that's the stamp set, the dies to go with it, and there's the cards we'll be making. So this one here was inspired by one I saw on a demonstrator Facebook group, and she's different background here, but I use some gold paper. This I quite like the layout of that one. Quite a simple card, that one. This one here, I was inspired by the catalogue with the 3 colours, but instead of bunching them up, I put them across the card. Now you might notice that this colour here is different colour to there. That's true. So I'll show you how I did that. It's got some heat embossing on coloured cardstock, which always looks nice, elegant. And then the third card is this one, and I was inspired by the catalogue again. This is the one where the recipient can take out the ornament to hang on their tree. So I'll show you how that works a little later. So I'll just put these up here for now, and I'll get the bits and pieces for the first card, which is the gold one, this one. And I have a PDF that I've created, a downloadable instruction sheet with all the measurements for the cards, so that you'll be able to recreate them. Now this paper here is gold distressed paper. It is retired, but you can use any sort of gold or patterned sort of paper for the background. So that's going to go onto a black mat and then onto card front with that. But before I do that, I'm actually going to do a little bit of die cutting, because the little hooks and ornament toppers are cut from this piece here, and also this little piece here is cut from there. So I'm going to do that now. So hopefully I'll leave enough room so that the white piece that goes over the top, yep, that one will cover up. So I have to cut in that area behind there. So I'll just grab my machine, and I've got the dies here. So this is the big machine, and you'll need, for cutting, you'll need platform 1, and then you'll have a number 2 for the dies, and then 2 plate number 3. So I put one on the bottom that I'm going to cut on, and then I'll put my piece of paper there and grab the dies, and so I'm going to cut 3 of these little places there, and 2 ornaments choppers. 2 ornament choppers and 2 hooks. So I'll have to run this through 3 times all together. Right, I've got that one there, and then I put one on the top. So first pass. Put these little pieces over there. Hopefully I won't use them. I'll need my little take your pick tool just to take out the little bits at the end. When they like this, they're stuck in the die, just got little holes in so you can poke them out. Just got to be a bit careful. You don't put a hole in the paper. That's one of those. And I've got another one of those. Sometimes you can drop the die onto your table and the piece will just pop out. I don't want to do that because they're little pieces and I might lose them. I've done that before. And incidentally, I have 2 cats sleeping in here at the moment. Hopefully they will continue to have a snooze while I'm doing this, or we might get interrupted. It's a lovely warm day, so I think they'll just have a snooze, which is good. When it's windy and rainy and cold, they get a bit restless. Don't know if you have any helpers in your craft room like I do. I like to help by playing with little bits and pieces on the table, and rubber bands, and my brushes, and daubers. I have to hide them all because a certain pussycat likes to chew on them. Oh, I need to keep that die, put that back onto the sheet so I don't lose it. These little dies are probably easy to lose. That's the thing. You've got to make sure you put them back onto your sheet or a magnet sheet, and then you know where they are. Okay, but I'll put this through one more time for the straight one. Hopefully I've not gone over the line. Okay. What can I close? I can't close anything. Yeah, no. Key frame rate too low. I don't know what that means. Facebook is telling me that it's getting a bit slow. Hopefully this will keep working and you can still see me. I can't close any applications. I've only got Facebook open. You can see what I'm doing. My streaming software. Right, okay. That's that bit of die cutting done. And I'll put that one away. Right. And all these pieces over here. Just drink water. Okay. So now I'm going to do a bit of stamping, and this is heat embossing and die cutting those out. So with the, just keep that together there, make sure, yeah, that's fine. That there. I'll put all these little bits inside there so I don't lose them. And let's put that over there. My stamping, I'll bring my stamp in. I used that one, this one here, and I used Old Olive stamp pad. So I'm going to stamp this side by side on this piece here. I hope this is working. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to do, and a little tip. This one might not work, but we'll see how we go. When I was making my original cards, I found it easier to do the die cutting first, and then do the stamping, because if you can see here, this goes over here like that, and then but you've got the little topper, and that has to go in there. So I'll see how I go. Bring my die cutting machine back in. Just fix that one up. Let's see if I can line this up. Just set that there, just put that in, put that there. Top plate on without moving it. Let's see how this works. That's not too bad. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll just die cut another one here, an empty one, and then I'll show you how it works, how the die works. You didn't see me put the die on the white piece of paper there. Right. So this die, unlike other shaped dies that you might have, I'll just put this out there, it doesn't actually pop it cut all the way around. If you look at the die, it has a little gap where it doesn't cut. That's the cutting blade. So it doesn't cut, so that what you can do is, so when it's on a card and you give it to the person, you say, just put a little pair of scissors in there. That's my scissors. So you just put your little scissors in there and cut it away. So this one's all right, so I can do that, but I'm not going to do that. I've got the next step to do, which is the greeting. But this one here, I will do the stamping now and see if I get a better lining up. It'll be about the same as that one, I think. So you can see through this stamp, so you can see the hole at the top, the topper. Yeah, my head's not right over it, so there we go. Yep. So that is that bit. So I'm just going to let that dry for a sec. Grab my chamois, clean my stamp while that is drying. Okay, that's my bits for the first card. I just have to do the greeting. Now that is actually heat embossed in gold. So what I do with my heat embossing, I bring in my Versamark ink, the stamp here. It's all is merry. So I'm going to stamp it with Versamark, which is a clear ink, and then we're going to sprinkle gold embossing powder on. Now, just so we don't get embossing powder flakes in areas we don't want, what we do, we get a embossing body, and we just tap over the paper there, and then we do the stamping. Just tap my glasses off so I can see really close up. Might get out of range for you, but I'm going to get it closer to me so I look over the top. So, now you won't be able to see this, it's clear ink, clear sticky ink. Put that on there. I've got my gold embossing powder. I've been keeping my embossing powder in containers like this. I followed some people on the internet that have done that, so I thought, oh, that's a good idea. But you don't have to do that. You can keep them in in your little pot. And then sprinkle the powder onto a piece of paper, fold it up, and then pour the rest back into the pot. Let's have a look at that. That looks pretty good. I've got a bit of stray powder over here, but that's not going to cause any problems. That looks pretty good. So put that away. Now I'm going to bring in my heat tool. So I apologise for the sound. A minute. Okay. I think that's cooked. Right, yep, that's cooked. So now I can just cut these away. Let's have a look. We've got just these three little bits where they just snip them off. With the scissors, that's one. That's two. So I've got my two ornaments here. Got all the other bits and pieces in here. So now it's just a matter of putting it together. What I did do, if you can see on this here, I've done some ink blending. Got my ink again, and I used just a small brush, blending brush. My cat likes to pick these up, so I have to hide them. I have to hide them in a drawer, otherwise she'll chew them to pieces, which is not good. So hopefully she won't find this one. Just one little on the top and the bottom is just going around the edge. I want to keep a bit of the middle lighter. So when you're using you're doing ink blending using a brush, you tap off the excess and you come in from the sides, from the edges, to a circular motion. You can go either way. And the idea is not to press too hard, because then you'll get some lines, some brush lines, bristle lines that you don't want. And then we can build up some colour by doing a couple of layers. But that's how you do it there. I think that looks pretty good. I think I've finished with that now. Ooh. Okay. My bits and pieces here. A bit more. Take your pick tool. And I'll need my glue. I might need a new bottle of glue because I've got a feeling the old bottle is right at the end. I have a little holder that I set this in to get the last little drops out. So, okay. So I'm going to glue this gold piece. This might all bit. Oh yeah, still got a bit of glue in. You don't need too much. And put that. Glue this onto here, onto the black mat. Now I've got a bit of wiggle room. It's only a very narrow border, so I've just got to eyeball it and make sure more or less even. And doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It's a handmade card. Handmade is handcrafted. It's the art form. We're not machines. You can't expect perfection. I always say, if if the person who gets these cards don't appreciate, well, they're not going to get another handmade card from me. That's my rule. But anyway, I haven't come across many of them. Only maybe one in all the years I've been doing this. So, okay, so now I'm putting the white piece in the middle, so now it covers up all those little holes in there. You would never know difference, right? But okay, these little strips are not for this card, that's for the next card. So I'll just pop them over there. Now these little bits. So how are they going to be attached? Well, I was going to use glue. Glue can be a bit messy with little pieces like that. So I thought I'll use glue dots. There's mini glue dots. So I'll put the little toppers on first. So you do, press your little item onto the glue dot, and then pick it up. So it's got glue behind it. And this is going to go on the top of the ornament. And if there's a little bit of the glue dot sticking up behind, don't worry about it, just push it down behind with your fingernail. And I'll do the same with this one. And then the little hooks, yes, they're a little bit trickier, but not too much. But I find it's if you can use glue dots, it's less messy than with liquid glue. Because liquid glue, you can get it all over your fingers and then it can go all over the place. So that's pretty good. Got those. Now with these, I did actually put a little mini glue dot on the back. Then put the little hook. I don't know if you can see, I'll try and lift it. Put the little hook on the back there. So, okay, so there is a glue dot is exposed there, but then I'm going to put on top of that, if I can find it, here it is, it's right here. Oh, I'm running low on those mini dimensionals, and that's just going to cover up that glue dot, but it's going to be useful for the next bit. I'll just do glue dot on the back of this one, and this one. Mini dimensional. Okay. And now your bigger dimensionals on the back here. So that I can add them to the card front. I'll just get rid of that one. My bin is over there. Get that near the bin if not in it. Do you ever find these dimensional backs sticking to your clothes? Yes, they do. They tend to float around. I have found them on the cats once or twice. They're a little bit static sometimes. So. That one off. Okay, let's see. That's looking pretty good. Now I think it calls for some bling. Now where's my bling? It's around here somewhere. I know, it's got it all here. Aha. It's all over the place. Bling. Alright, this is Neutrals Adhesive Back Sequins. It's got some copper, silver, brown, and gold. Some gold ones I use. Use my take your pick tool. Good to pick these off. And larger one down there. Put this back in there. I think that's it. That's card one done. Now let's see how we're going. I think that's all of that one. So that is the first card. Right, I'll just put this inside a sleeve so I don't get ink on it. I'm very prone to doing that. And I'll just grab my iPad and I will just going to check to see if this is actually working or if I'm just talking to myself and nothing's going live. Oh, it says I'm live. I won't just make sure of that. Oops. says I'm live. Yep, I think that's very good. It's reassuring to know. Even though my computer monitor is telling me, Facebook is telling me on my computer screen that it's a bit slow, so you might not get a quality stream. Okay, we shall see. We'll press on. Okay, card 2. This one's got some heat embossing as well, and die cutting, and dry embossing. It's got all of them. So okay, let's have to get the machine in. I'll get my bits and pieces first. That over there. I'll leave my dies. Next bits and pieces. Packet. So I've got all my little bits and pieces here. Yep. And so it's the same standard size card. It's just going to be horizontal instead of vertical. So now, because I'm going to be heat embossing, I'll do the die cutting for each one first, and then I will do the embossing, heat embossing. Bring this back over. So I've got the 3 colours here. This is Old Olive, a very good all year round green. It does go very well with the Australian greens, like in our eucalyptus. It's not like the deep evergreen, which is common in Europe, North America. So that's the olive one. And I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. Check that I've got the little. No, I've got a little dot. Don't get too many layers of cardstock on that. Also bring this through, go in the opposite direction, because you can line this either way, whether you're left-handed or right-handed. Number 2, this is number 3, and to make sure you don't get your plates all bendy, do it on different parts of the cutting. This is just starting to bow a little bit, so I'm going to turn it over. I just die cut on a different part of the plate, and that will help keep it flat. So if you keep putting your dies in the middle every time you put something through the machine, you will get quite rounded plates, and then you'll find it harder and harder to actually die cut, and you'll have to flatten them somehow, and there are a couple of techniques to do that. I find since I've moved things around, they don't tend to bow too much. Okay, whoops. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Let's have a look. Yeah. This one, I've used the other stamp. So there's 2 designs with the bauble stamp. So this one is the feathery one, and this one is the one I used on the first card. So I'll be using both of those. This one, I'll do as I did for the last card, and I'll grab my embossing buddy if I can find it. It should be here. There it is. Found it. Can't be too far away. Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to stamp all three. And then put the white embossing powder on. I'll do that. Now with the, because when you use Versamark, this is a very sticky ink. Don't worry if it's got a few spots on it, that's not going to affect it. Just make sure it's inked up. Do this one first. Take the glasses off. It's on an angle, so it's got to line up that over there. Press. This will stay sticky for a while, so you don't have to rush and pour the powder on and heat set that in a minute. It just can got time to stamp all three. So I'm doing this one the same design, just trying to line that up more or less. It's that one. And then I'll put this aside over there. Grab the other design. Yep. Right. Okay. Now I've got those three ready. Try not to smudge them with my fingers. Bringing over my container of white embossing powder. Now I do have a pair of tweezers. Pick up the embossing powder. Put it all over there and tap it. Maybe a little bit more. That's not too bad. Okay, that's the first one. And the second one. A little bit more. An ornament bit, top a bit. Not that essential, but a little bit more on that side. Yep. And the third one. Put it in there. Tap it off. Excess. Yep, that's pretty good. Okay. These are ready for heat setting. Pick up one or two on this heat tool. Again, I do have a box. I might use that. I have a box so I can put it in. Okay, try and do this a little bit away from the microphone. So as that. When you're heat embossing, don't wave it around the heat tool like that. start in one spot. You can preheat it. Just going to try this trick. Some people do it. Start heating on the back and then go to the front. That seems to make it work a bit quicker. So here, you see how it's coming white and a little bit shiny. One more. That looks good on the dark colours, really good. Okay, put that over there. Alright, so now these three are ready to be cut out of the ceramic cardstock. Let's use snips. Snip, snip, snip. That one. This one, see, I've got a bit of embossing powder there, but that doesn't matter. That's off cut. Way. Let's just scrap. Would you keep these scraps? No, I'm trying to be good, not keeping too small scraps. Because you can accumulate so many and you can be drowning in scraps. But I do have some ideas for larger bits of scraps. One of them, which we'll see in today's card. Oh, I still have to do some dry embossing. So this is just a plain piece of white. So I'm going to bring in the machine again. So I should really give my stamps a quick clean. There's some mark on them. That won't cause any problems. So I'm going to be embossing with, it's called dry embossing is another term for this type of embossing. So I'm actually using a 3D embossing folder. This is part of the basics set. I call this a crosshatch one. So I just put my paper in there. It's a 3D folder, so just put this on the base platform number 1, and then you use special plate number 4 on the top and run that through. And you'll feel the pressure. Through slowly. With some folders and some papers, you might need to spritz the paper first, so that it softens the fibres a little bit, so it doesn't crack. With this folder, it doesn't seem to cause any problems, so that's got a nice texture on there. So just it's a great basic folder, but any sort of overall texture embossing folder will do for this part of the card. So train of thought. Okay. Now, when I'm cutting down cardstock layers for card bases, I quite often get these narrow strips. So when you do your layers, if you've got something like this, so I've had black there, and I usually cut it to a quarter of a card size, and I trim, then I'll have a strip that wide. So then what you do with all these strips? Well, here's one idea. So I'm just going to stick these on here. Okay. And put, doesn't really matter which one goes on which, because I can turn it around. So I'm just going to stick it to the edge of that there. You can use your seal tape runner type thing. This is silicone mat, and what I'm going to do, hopefully this works, just going to go along the edges here with the tape runner, and then just stick this over there. So glue will give you a bit of wiggle room, but it is a bit messy. So if you do this with a tape runner, you just got to be a bit careful that you're lining up. And I'm just eyeballing it, as we call it. I'm not measuring it. You can use your grid mat to see that it's straight. I'm just eyeballing it. I do the other side. There. I'll put this one on. I can line this up. So this one's a little bit longer. That's all right. I'm going to turn it over. I'll do it this way. Just snip off the excess there. So it's got a little bit there. Now let's see if this fits onto card front. I might have to snip a bit off when I stick it on the card front. That looks pretty good there. So this, I am going to use glue now. There's my new bottle. Put my new bottle on there. Okay, put that there. There now. I am eyeballing it, but if you want to use a grid paper to line it up, just line up the one side and say that, okay, that's about right. That looks, pretty straight. Might be slightly up on that side. I've got a bit of wiggle room. I can just put it down as a switch. Right, got greeting to go there. I've got Happy Christmas. Now that is not in this stamp set. That's another one. And it's this stamp set called Greetings of the Season. So all these words that are separate. And so you input Merry Christmas. I thought put Happy Christmas. So I put them together on the block. And I'm going to use Old Olive again. I'm going to put this close to me so I can see. You can see through the stamp, so you can line it up more or less. Put this on my grid paper on a line. About there. Might be a little bit off, but that's pretty good. That'll go. That's not bad. Okay. I'll grab my chamois now and just clean these stamps, because clean them really quickly, they don't stain as much. They do stain eventually, these polymer stamps, especially with dark colours like red. Okay. What else do I need to do? I need to stick these on there, on the bubbles, and you can use glue, and that will be perfectly fine. And I've done that before. On the previous card, I did actually use 3 glue dots again. So with each one of these strips, I just put 3 on. I'll put 1 on that end, 1 on that end, 1 in the middle. Put that in there. Next one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The second ornament. And the third one. And then I'll have to do some bows now. Yes, that's going to be interesting. We'll see how we go with those. There. Right, now on this one, see the curly bows. I used some cord that I had left over from a previous one, and then I've still got this Simply Elegant trim. I think this might not be available, but there is a new one coming very, very shortly, gold trim cord of some sort anyway. So I'm going to attempt, see how this goes. I'm going to attempt, if I can see the hole, I'm going to attempt to thread this through the hole. There we go. And try a bow on each of these little ornaments. So it's got the little hole that you can use to hang them up on your tree, Christmas tree, if you so wish. If you're going to do that, I would actually put another one behind, make it a little bit more sturdy, because it's only one layer of cardstock, so that might be a little bit bendy. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. That's the first one. I have a limited movement in this hand because, yeah, the way it came out, but never mind. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky with fine work. But you know, you do what you can. And here we go. Here we go. Now I've got to hold the little loop. This is where it's going to get interesting. You can always look for pre-made bows. They are available around the place. This might be better. Or we can leave it off. We can just do, we can do a notch, a loop, or something like that. This one's not going to be as cooperative as the first one, but we'll see how we go. There we go. Tighten that up. Yes. It's the curls of the twine, the cord. So I've got one more to do, and then put the card together, and that's another one done. Another Christmas card. Yay. How many Christmas cards are you going to be making this year? Oh, I have quite a few that I normally do. It varies a little bit, but it comes up to about 40 to 50 per year, depending. So I try and start as early as I can, September or August. I do a couple in July, you know, the so-called Christmas in July thing, that made up event that people do. That's not working, is it? And then yeah, August, September I start making my Christmas cards, and then when it gets to the end of October, if I'm a bit short, then they get more basic as the weeks go on. November's cards are more simplified. Try to do more of them. So yeah, that's that one. That's pretty cool. They're all different. They all come different anyway. Little bows, and I don't tend to mass produce the same cards, not tons of multiples of the same card. Gets a bit boring after a while. So I bring in my card front here. I'm going to use dimensionals to put these on the card. Not many ones. I'll put big dimensionals. Just put about 3 on. That's that one. And when you're spacing elements on a card, like I'm going to do here, so I've got three baubles. There's different ways that you can do this. Quite often, especially with stamping, tend to, if you're going to do a line of things, do the middle one first. And then, so I'm just laying these here so I can see approximately how much space I've got to put them in. Now this one you can have them all going whichever way. I tried that, and then I thought, no, I have to have them all about the same, all going straight. So that's the first one. See, now I can put the second, this one over here. I can line that one up, and I can put the third one over there, and it's more or less even. On my original one, they're very close together, so I've got a space on each side. This one's a little bit different. So there you go. Just made that one very similar. Not a lot in the difference there. A little bit with the, oh, this is narrower than that one. I didn't even realise that. That's okay. But anyway, that's fine. So I've got my 2 cards here. I put them in a packet. And then one more card to go. I'll just have a quick drink. This one, third card, I've got a little bit of dry embossing and a bit of stamping and the die cutting bit there. So I'll grab my little bits and pieces. Do that first. Yeah, I'm going to change this one just very, very slightly. When I did the first one, I thought, yeah, you'll see it when I get to it. I'll cut an extra little piece here. Got my card base, got my red piece, which is cherry cobbler, and I've got my piece for my ornament. So I'll do my embossing first. I'll move these stamps out of the way. Do you ever have everything enclosing in on you as you work? That happens to me. So now one, not that embossing folder. This one. This one, I'm going to use the Fern 3D embossing folder. So this is another lovely one. Great for background. I've used this a few times before. Okay, that's through there. And before I put the machine away, let's set this up for die cutting. And the die in, so I'm going to have it about make sure it's sort of straightish. You can put a bit of tape on there if you want. Oops. Yep, that's and that's right. I think that's it. I think. There we go. Pat the die. Put that back on the sheet over there. Right, so I've got this piece, and I'm going to stamp it with this one again. I'm going to use a different colour. I'm using, if I can find my ink, there it is, shaded spruce. This is a great evergreen colour, so nice dark grey. Ink that one up, go over the top. Yeah. Right, got that. And okay, on this bit now, where's my chamois? I've just got that. So on this panel here, I'm going to stamp some holly. My holly stamp here. Oh no, that's the hook. So I need the hook. Holly stamp here. There it is. Oh, clean this a little bit more. Okay. Got my messy grid paper. So when you're inking up these stamps, don't smash them into the stamp pad. You'll get ink all over your block, on your fingers, and then you make smudges. And I've done this plenty of times, so I know. I'm going to put one about slightly tap, tap, tap. Another one about there. Turn this around. Try not to put my fingers on. This might take just a few seconds to dry. So I'm trying not to put my fingers on what I've just stamped, because I might get a smudge. Oops. Now let's see if I can line this up right over the top. I didn't put that right. That's pretty good. Okay. Now I can put this away. Oh, no, I can't. Got to do put the little hook on. Stamp the little hook. Just clean this one. Alright, this one, little hook. This one is special. I just need to just lightly touch the stamp pad. This is just going the top of the ornament. There we go. Try not to rock the stamps. Right, finish with that one. Give this a bit of a clean, shall we? Okay, now I've got some bling and some other bits there. This is, I had an idea. So this piece, what I did with this card here, I put that on there and then I put the gold dots on top. I thought, yeah, that's nice. Then I thought, I wonder what a green one would look like. So I put that on top. Yeah, that looks nice. I could put the gold dots on there. I thought, okay. I could now come up with this idea. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to cut this in half. That way. So I've got a top and a bottom. Still going to use this piece here. But on the back, I did use glue dots on the original one. I could do that here, but I'm going to actually use a bit of glue. I wonder if I can get a little bit more out of my old. Just a little bit. Try not to put too much glue, else I might get a little bit messy. Okay. Then I'm going to put. Should have done that on my silicone sheet. Yes, that's what I should do. Oops. That's all right. So then this one over there. This one. Oops. Getting a bit messy. Glue dots might have been easier. Or even a bit of snail. Not snails. It's called, what's it called these days? Seal. They changed it from snail to seal. Just to confuse you. Okay. Now put that there. Still got a bit of glue on the back. Now I've got it on my fingers. Now stick this there. There we go. Okay, good. Now I'm just going to rub my fingers. Get rid of the glue. I think that's stuck, is it? Or does it need a bit more? No, that's pretty good. Whoops. Okay. So now this piece is going on this piece, but it's actually not going to be flat. It is going to be raised up with dimensionals. I think what I might do, I want to put the bling on first, or no, I've got 2 bits of bling and I've got, I'll put my bling on first. Might be the easiest thing. So I've got my orange, not orange, my gold dots. What do I call them? Orange dots. Gold textured adhesive back dots. Very nice and shiny. Let's put the medium size ones across the middle. No, don't do that. Scissors in the way. Sometimes you need an extra hand. Got my tweezers. Third one. Fifth one. There we go. Got five gold dots. Okay, and then we've got, put them in the packet. And just in case there's a wandering cat a bit later, she likes shiny things. I don't know why. She'll go for shiny things. She'll pick them up. She might pick these up off the sheet. That might be the end of that. So, anyway, I've got these, which are called Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Adhesive Back. Berries. Some nice berries in here. So I'm just going to on this take your pick tool, you've got your putty end picking up some things, and then on the other end you've got a pointy bit and a little, what do you call it, a spatula, I guess. So let's pick those up with that and put one in that corner and one in that corner. Okay. Okay. That's all the bling. I've got some twine. This is really old twine. I've had this for years and years and years. There is a red and white one that's currently available, so you can substitute with that one if you don't have any baker's twine that is red and white. This is cherry cobbler, so this is, it gets a bit fiddly with my hands, but that's all right. Ah, look at that, got a bow. Arrange it so it doesn't look too weird. There. And this is going to go on there from a mini glue dot. So when you've got a big glue dot like that and a little tiny bow, you have to roll up the glue dot, make it into a little ball, and then you just put that back of the bow, and it's, of course, it's sticking to my fingers, and I'll just stick that there. Right, okay. I think this is coming together, nearly finished. This is going on to the green piece, which is shaded spruce with my dimensionals. Might have to use each bit. Now, because this is going to be raised so that the person who gets this card will be able to take out the ornament if they so wish, I'm just going to put dimensionals along the edges. So I've got some chocolate bottom here. I could put a little strip there. I have done that before, did that on the original one. So I put a little strip there. Strip that, right. Take all these things off. And we'll stick this onto the shaded spruce cardstock matte layer, which is a little bit bigger. I think that is, I think it's like a one of my go-to sizes for focal points. So, which is when you're making a card base, you start off with a sheet of A4 and you cut it in half. Whatever way you do, doesn't matter. Then that becomes, what actually, do this bit first. And that becomes a A5. Half of an A4 is an A5. This is metric sizes, which we use in Australia and they use in UK, Europe, I think. So half of an A4 sheet of paper, cardstock is an A5, and then when you, so this is half of an A4, and you fold it in half, then this size is an A6. That's an A5, A6. Then half of that, yeah, this is half of that, is A7. So that's one of my go-to sizes. I'm going to cut that in half, and so you get 8 of these out of a sheet, whatever it is. Yeah, I think that's right. I always forget. Anyway, so this goes on flat, and then I think I've finished. Oh my goodness. I have no idea how long this took. Let's have a look. Yeah, to line that up. Right, let's make this a little bit tidier here. Get rid of that. Got these little bits all over here. Make a bit of space. Bring in the ones. Bring the ones I've done before. Show the cards I've made today. And that. So that is it. That is it for today. Now, I hope that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. As I said at the start, I will have a downloadable, printable PDF of the instructions. Shows you step by step how I created these cards and measurements and supplies. There is a link to that. Will be in the description of this video, and then you click on that. And also, when you get to that page, there is a list of everything that I've used that is available. So if you need any supplies, you can just click on those and shop through my online shop. That will be very much appreciated. I do have a host code this month, and well, I have a host code each month. And if you order through my online shop, then I will send you a handmade card and some bling if your order is over $75. So the bling, like the embellishments, that sort of thing. So thanks again. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope to make more videos very soon. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.